Good? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming today. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming today to celebrate an extraordinary woman and to support one another as her friends and family. Before we begin, if anyone has one of these, please turn it off, turn it to silent. They will inevitably ring right during a prayer. So thank you very much. And thank you for those of you joining via web stream. We appreciate your presence as well today. And Pastor Deb Patterson will be leading our services as well as some members of the family. So again, thank you all for coming.
Good morning to you all. Friends, we've gathered together this day to give thanks for the life of Mary Ann Moore. Mary Ann was born in West Allis, Wisconsin, to Samuel and Phyllis D. Alexander. She was a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and a dear friend to many. I'd like to invite now David to come up and share some of his thoughts about his mom.
First of all, I'd just like to thank so many people for coming. It means a great deal to our family, and the stories of my mother that were, around the room as I was coming in and greeting people, made me think this could be more of a roast than a memorial service. She was a special lady, and she touched lots of people. Looking around the room, it looks like Newcomers Club, Rebaram, Properties North, Huron Hills, Eastern Grade School. It just all the building projects and things like that. It was a one heck of a community. My mom was smart. She met my dad in visiting Ripon College, looking for a husband. Found out he was going to MIT, and I think her words were meal ticket. So as he continued his advanced degrees, and she reflected on flunking out of UW Milwaukee, the same year she was permanently kicked out of the Women's Bowling League for fighting. Sorry. Followed my dad, of course, with the family, to California. I was born in Milwaukee. Natalie was born in California. Rebecca was born in Pennsylvania. And we ended up in Traverse City, where she left quite a mark. As her son, the welcoming of the house parties and the signature wall in the basement, and the drives home for anybody that was that was not able to drive for whatever reason might have happened. In her time at Traverse City, of course, she with partners started Properties North, a real estate firm that became, I believe, 100 strong at one point. And then city commission, and then mayor pro tem for a while. She was a ardent Democrat. I believe we finally took down the poster of McGovern in her bedroom. And as mayor, she negotiated, against the union contracts for the fire department here. But even more so, called me as she was setting up the Michael Moore Film Festival at the time, and said, "This is ridiculous. I'm thinking about switching parties." So, she has she was such a great mom and such a great confidant. Calling her for advice, she always had good advice. Whether I wanted to leave college because I was homesick, and she said, "Let's stick out another semester and see what happens." And of course, it ended up being one of the more important and memorable parts of my life. Coming home and having her chase me around the house with a ski pole yelling, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." It was kind of, I deserved it, right, exactly, yes. Yeah, my wife shares the sentiment from time to time. We had started a business in our house and needed to turn to them for financial support, and without a hesitation, at one point mortgaged the house. And we obviously paid them back and things like that. It was a big deal that way. Always good for advice. Met my wife Diana, and within 5 minutes just whispered, "Marry her." Kind of in the sense of before she figures everything out. She had many successes in her life and really stressed the importance of our behavior and our manners, which, upon reflection was one of her failures. But that was my mom, and I have to say that the people that were important to her in her life, are here today, and I'm so overwhelmed with the number of people showing up here today. As you know, she's been kind of absent for 7 years with dementia. The ladies from the bookstore that might have been here aren't here. My dad's funeral was much bigger in this room. Most of the attendees were here to honor my mom, of course. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. Her sister, Pee-wee, as we called her, Auntie Pee-wee, and Auntie Marilyn, one of her oldest friends, are here from Milwaukee. People came in from all over the place, and seeing friends from high school. My oldest friend, Dan Dingman, from first grade, honoring the family tradition kind of thing. And it's so nice to have our whole family together here. I would like to invite my wife up now, who would like to sing a song. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I would sing as well as Nina.
But that's the. I just wanted to reflect upon my mom and thank everybody for being here, and thank you very much.
In light of what David just said, let us join together in singing Que Sera, Sera, off key. If that would be okay.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
One of Marianne's favorite poets was Ogden Nash, and let me read you The Elephant. Elephants are useful friends, equipped with handles at both ends. They have wrinkled, moth-proof hide. Their teeth are upside down, outside. If you think the elephant is preposterous, you've probably never seen a rhinoceros. I'd like to invite Natalie to come up and share. And here are glasses, if those are yours.
Yeah, they are. Thank you. Whew, this is getting a little overwhelming. Let me see if I can do this. All right, clean my glasses. Hard to follow David, as usual. But such is my lot in life. Okay. When I think about my mom, the word that always pops into my head is grateful. I am so grateful to have had a mom who was always just my mom. I didn't know her as the fun and vibrant member of Rebaram or the upstart real estate agent who dominated the local industry, just my mom. I am so grateful to have had someone who put the needs of her family and her kids above her own, unacknowledged by us for years. I never knew that it was weird we didn't have furniture in the living room, or thought twice about never replacing the green carpet that was a magnet for our dog Pepper to poop on. Us kids had down jackets and ski gear and bikes, everything we ever needed, thanks to her sacrifices. I am so grateful that I grew up knowing that I had her unflinching and unwavering support in everything I did. She truly believed in her children and allowed us the room and the stability to grow into whomever we were to be. Win or lose, succeed, or jet off to Europe for a year when I was 19 and in the middle of college, she never doubted or expected anything. Maybe questioned, but always, always was proud and gave us a safe place to land. I am so grateful to have had a mom who enveloped me and my two rugrats into her life and home 20 years after I left Traverse City and came back, who continued to parent me while becoming the best grandma to my children that anyone could ever dream of. She supported my kids as steadfastly as she ever did her own, and gave me the loving security to continue growing myself through all the years. Whew. Kind of heats up. It's okay, I don't have much more. I am so grateful to have had such an incredible role model of adult friendship and support that she showed me through the women in her life. Her daily chants with her sister Pee-wee, her long enduring bond with Auntie Marilyn, taught me to put effort into those you love, and you will forever have ties that anchor you. Lynn Moon and my mom's dedication to each other will forever live in my mind as the greatest example of true companionship and friendship. And I'm grateful to you, Lynn, who to this day has proven to be the most steadfast, loyal, and giving friend a person my mother could have. My mom was the architect of our lives, and her legacy carries on through the next generation. Her boundless love and pride in us has shown in the closeness and respect her children and her grandchildren all have for each other. She set an example of familial togetherness and support that continues between me, David, and Rebecca, and within our grandkids who love, enjoy, and consistently are there for each other. I feel so grateful, so lucky to have had Marianne Moore as my role model, my foundation, and my biggest supporter. Best mom ever. Whew. Okay.
Oh, gosh. You know, when I sat down and talked with Natalie and Rebecca, I didn't get to have David. And so I really missed out on some of the touches that David would have brought. But here's what I gathered from them as they shared with me about their mom, Mary Ann. When Samuel and Phyllis D. Alexander immigrated to the U.S. from Italy, they made their home in West Allis, Wisconsin. Being good Italian Catholics, they raised their 5 children in this strong Italian neighborhood. Mary Ann arrived in the 4th spot only to be followed by her favorite baby sister, Phyllis. Mary Ann was smart, also known as Pee-wee. Mary Ann was smart, wickedly funny, and welcoming to all people. Growing up in the Milwaukee neighborhood, she found most of her neighbors to be, like her, Italian, but her mission in life was to become enmeshed in the American way. She attended Jefferson Elementary School, which was a blend of many children from many different ethnic backgrounds. As a youth, she was a member of the Spanish Club and loved modern dance. She shared with her children that she loved ice skating on the frozen pond and participating in many a snowball fight. It was for her a carefree, safe, and fun childhood. She soon graduated from Central High School, and after graduation, Mary Ann began attending the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, as I just learned, in search of a husband. Sorry, Mary Ann. She was a cheerleader when she met Tom Moore, a football player, on July 2nd, 1957. Mary Ann, being the friendly and outgoing person that she was the one that introduced herself to Tom. He got in her sights, and she went for it. The two started dating, and they married on August 1959, and she would often remark that the hotel that the two honeymooned in had eventually become an old age home. Upon Tom's graduation, the two moved to Boston for Tom to go to MIT. He was getting his master's in engineering there. And then while Mary Ann was there with him, she served as a candy striper at Mass General Hospital. They moved back to Milwaukee for a bit, and it was there that David was born. Then the two were off to Palo Alto and Stanford University so that Tom could further his education. It was there that Natalie was born. Then it was off to Philadelphia at the University of Pennsylvania. Do I have that one right? I think I do, don't I? Where Rebecca made her entrance. When Rebecca was about 6 weeks old, Tom decided to take a job in Traverse City. None too excited to move into the more rural area, Mary Ann did so with just a bit of trepidation. After moving, though, Mary Ann focused on getting her children acclimated to their new life. She always took her role as parent to heart. She was fair, loving, compassionate, and a good listener. She taught her children how to relate to all kinds of people. She valued reading and speaking and loved a good debate. It was mentioned to me, and I'll just say anonymously, although I was only speaking to 2 of them, that Mary Ann might have been known to make up some sort of obscure percentage amount to include in her debate argument, which then, of course, led to her victory. It might be something like 62.3% of such and such and such and such was much more believable to her than 70%, okay? And the truth was that most people just bought it, and they believed her argument. Mary Ann was a strong advocate for her kids. The school principal often winced when he saw her coming. The kids' friends felt safe with Mary Ann and often poured their hearts out to her. She was a great listener, and people, especially teenagers, always felt heard in her presence. Mary Ann began her career, as you know, in 1976 in real estate with Dave Williams. In 3 years, she became the top-selling woman real estate agent in Traverse City, reaching over $1 million in home sales. 4 years after she began her real estate career, Marianne joined forces with 3 other strong women, Lynn Moon, Sandy Lockhart, and Sharon Reiking. They created their own real estate company called Properties North. Remember, she would say, girls rule. And they did. Together, not only did Marianne and Lynn build a strong, lifelong friendship, but the company became very successful. And during all these years, Marianne remained a strong presence in the Traverse City community. She was active in the Cherry Festival, the Women League of Voters, the Democratic Party, school PTA, and book clubs. She marched for equal rights and met each and every person where they were. She never knew a stranger. Marianne loved being an American and was a staunch Democrat who happened to marry a handsome Republican. Dinner conversations were lively as Marianne loved current events. And Marianne often remarked that after an election, she and Tom had just canceled each other out. Marianne had been trained as a mediator and was not afraid to step into a heated debate. She was wise, well-informed, and grounded. Serving on COFAC, City Commission, as Mayor Pro Tem, and on the Board of Ethics for MLS, she had ample opportunity to hone her skills. Marianne took the role of mentor very seriously. Not only did she model for her children how to be strong, loving people and parents, she also enjoyed supporting young professionals with her insights and wisdom. When Tom and Marianne moved to Traverse City, they became members of the Newcomers Club. Once their status as newcomers expired, which I guess is 2 years, that's changed now, you can be in there forever. Once their status expired, the two created a newcomers group called Rebarum, which is more beer spelled backwards. Marianne had a love for house design. The table was often covered with graph paper, which she used to create new homes' interior layout. Many of these designs were turned into homes that Tom built. The entire family was involved in building these homes. Each child gained new skills as they all worked together to build a house. Once the house was built, the house was sold, and the family would move on to the next building project. Marianne and Tom were not so much for traveling, maybe just a little bit. But Natalie talked her mom into traveling to visit Rebecca in India. And assuming that she and her daughter would be staying in a Holiday Inn, Marianne was surprised to be sleeping in the jungles of Nepal in a hut with a generator and rhinos and all sorts of jungle animals wandering around. But not to be put down, Marianne, being Marianne, did secure a photo with her real estate sign planted in front of the Taj Mahal. As the grandchildren arrived, Marianne was at the ready. For those who lived in the area, they were blessed with regular get-togethers with their grandparents. For those not so close, they could feel their grandparents' love over the distance. Marianne didn't grow up with a lot of extras, but loved the idea of collecting things. As she became more successful, she collected little mice and elephants, which were her favorite, and then Ladro figurines. She loved taking an annual boat ride around the bay looking at the houses. Shopping was her favorite pastime, as was her daily conversations with her sister Pee-wee. Marianne lived a full and rich life with love, compassion, determination, hard work, wisdom, and dedication. She valued and loved her family deeply and strove to give them the best life possible. She used her gifts, beliefs, and respect for all humanity to make a positive impact on the Traverse City community, its people, and collective life together. Marianne had strong values that could not be compromised. She often said things like, "This is the first day of the rest of your life." She had a poster that said, "Make love, not war." War, she knew, was not good for children. Marianne lived by these words: live life fully, laugh often, work hard, and always, always stand up for what is right. So let us take these words to heart. Let them be our guide as we continue our life's earthly journey. Amen. And now let us listen to You Are My Sunshine.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Hear these words from Ogden Nash. It's entitled The Parent. Children aren't happy with nothing to ignore. That's what parents were created for. I'll invite Rebecca to come out now.
So this is longer than it should be. If I can't get through it, I'm going to need a volunteer.
I'll read it for you. Just point me where you ended.
Okay. Thank you all for being here today to honor and remember our mom. It means so much to gather together, friends, family, community, in the presence of love. As I've thought about what I want to say, that wasn't what I... 4 words keep coming back to me. I think about ancestors, commitment, love, and peace. It's hard to think about what to say at your mom's funeral. When I think about our mom, I think about how hard she worked to give the 3 of us such an amazing life. She was the architect of our family. She wanted us to feel beloved, to feel that we belonged, and to feel grounded. My mom was an intentional ancestor. She was fierce. She was proud. This idea of being an ancestor, Mom and Dad didn't think like that. But this is what they were doing with fortitude, with commitment, and often with grace. They were purposeful in their decisions regarding their family. They spent their money and time to our best advantage, not always to their own. We were first with them. Our parents believed in us deeply, so deeply. And I'm so proud to be a child of Mom and Dad. Sorry. Mom created a life that was easy for us to live. And from this place of ease and love, the 3 of us have been able to pass this on to our family, who also now bask in love and connection. What an amazing legacy. Mom left. Look at these kids. I mean, this row here and some of that row. And I think just those 2 rows. So thinking about Mom, I've had this essay from Linda Hogan, the end of an essay from Linda Hogan, running through my mind when I'm walking my dogs a lot. And I want to share it with you. It means something deep to me. Walking, I am listening to a deeper way. Suddenly all of my ancestors are behind me. Be still, they say. Watch and listen. You are the result of the love of thousands. I love that. I just love the feeling of all these people behind us that we know and we don't know. And it makes me feel good right now when it's kind of hard to feel good. And Mom and Dad are gone, so it's hard to imagine I'm not going to talk to them again. So I offer a blessing of peace to Mom and to all of us. I really love this Gaelic blessing, and I hope it brings you solace. You know this one, Elle. Deep peace, pure white of the moon to you. Deep peace, pure green of the grass to you. Deep peace, pure brown of the earth to you. Deep peace, pure gray of the dew to you. Deep peace, pure blue of the sky to you. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. And deep peace of the quiet earth to you. May we carry forward the love and strength that Mom gave us. May we too become intentional ancestors for those who come after us. May deep peace be with her and with all of us.
Let us take a time of gratitude. In this quiet moment, we pause to acknowledge the gifts that surround us, the breath in our lungs, the warmth of connection, the beauty in every day. We give thanks for the strength that carries us, for the lessons we've learned, for kindness shown and received. We are grateful for the moments of joy that surprise us, and even for the challenges that shape us. We are grateful for the people who walk beside us. Today especially, we are grateful for Mary Ann, for the many ways she left her mark on our hearts. She brought spice and spirit, love and care, and her memory will continue to live within each of us. As we continue our earthly journey, may we never lose sight of the small wonders that greet us each day. May we live with open hearts and compassion, intention and gratitude. Amen. So Marian and Tom were blessed to have a wonderful gaggle of grandkids. And some lived closer and some lived farther away, but the two that lived the closest are going to share a couple of things about their grandma. So Allie and Benjamin, wherever, there's Allie, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Tia. Okay. My Nina was a presence in every sense of the word. She was a community leader and a titan of industry. Oh my God, that was fast. She was a loving mother and a doting grandmother. She was a very understanding wife and a pragmatic provider, a devoted friend and a fierce protector. She was a fighter and a jokester, a storyteller and a confidant. She was a presence in my life every day growing up. From living with her to being at her house every day after school in elementary, every other day in middle school, and at least once a week for Sunday night dinners in high school. She raised me and watched me grow and shaped who I am today. She was always there to sit and gossip or teach me anything except for how to cook. She taught me to always take care of myself and the people I loved. She taught me to find joy and laughter and humor in everything. She taught me to always push and work hard for what I wanted, to always stand up for what I believe in and make my voice heard. And most importantly, she taught me to never let my father tell me that I can't have another drink. She taught me to accept everyone as they were and listen without judgment. The best example of this being, of course, her marriage to my grandpa, a man who would bring a stack of papers this big to Sunday night dinners to prove once and for all that global warming was a liberal hoax. That, of course, would never be the best show of patience and understanding from her side. But I think she knew that behind closed doors, he always admitted to me that he actually did believe in human acceleration of natural climate change patterns. And to always trust the science, but to never tell my grandma that he said so. She was always there for me when I spent nights in bed, nestled in the crack between her pillow, listening to her stories of her and her sister's antics, waking her parents in the dead of the night with a Hoover vacuum, and secretly trying to learn Italian to eavesdrop on them. Italian that she only ever taught me one phrase of, bacio mi culo, kiss my ass. She was there for me when she was teaching me to sew, meanwhile filling up her swear jar, ranting about how she once had to storm the local junior high to force them to change their policies, to allow my mom to take wood shop instead of home ec, and then laughing about how my Uncle David then turned around and took home ec instead of wood shop. She was there for me, watching hours of C-SPAN while she explained to me the importance of policy and government. And I remember how proud we were to watch her run for city commission, canvassing door to door, putting out lawn signs, and finally watching her on TV while she made a difference like she always talked about. And she was there. Sorry. And she was there telling me how proud she was of me just a few years ago, when I got a job working in healthcare policy like she always wanted me to. Even as things got harder for her in the end, she was always there. Even though I only got home to see her a couple times a year, she would always recognize me and call me by my name, which is really something because she often called me Becky when I was a kid. If she would mention Boston or my job, she would ask if I still had that homely dog. Or if I remember the time when Tommy taught all of his grandkids how to say the word caca. Even if she couldn't put together the words, she would always look at me with all the love she always had and hold my hand and smile. She was always there. And she will always be here. She's in every one of the grandkids she loved and revolved around. Her tireless work ethic in Tom, and her business acumen in Henry. Her determination in Nate, and her intelligence in Gabby. Her resilience in Maddie, and her kindness in Benj, and her fearlessness in Emerus. She's with me when I'm scared to take a big leap in my life, and when I want to curl up with a mystery book. When I find myself struggling to make my voice heard, and when I oversalt my dinner. She's with me when I see a little elephant figurine, and when I do the New York Times crossword puzzles. She's in every big moment I want to talk to her about, cheering me on in my successes and helping me push through my failures. She was an incredible woman to have raised me and shape who I am. And through her tireless love and her timeless lessons, she'll always be with me.
Okay, well, I was going to say the same thing, but she called dibs, so this is what I have to say. I know who I am because of Marianne, Nina who helped me form the man that I am. Nina who sat and read me Hardy Boys, who ran around laughing while I chased her with toys. Nina who called me David all the time. Nina who taught me the ins and outs of building design. Nina who would make me grilled cheese and tomato soup. Nina who would do my homework with me when I was in a bad mood. Sorry, do my homework for me. That was more accurate. Nina who showed me unconditional love and devotion, whose support and belief set my life in motion. I am who I am because of Marianne. Nina, I'll miss you, but because of you, here I stand.
I wanted to invite Lynn. I'm not sure where Lynn is. There she is. To come up.
This is hard. I thought I had my act together, but with the family talking about my buddy, it's hard. So, how did I meet Marianne? My brother bought a house through Marianne, and between the two of them, they decided to recruit me. She'll be a good friend, Marianne. You two are too much alike, and both of you have that sly little look in your eyes. That's how I got a phone call one day from Marianne. Can we have a coffee? Okay. I got there and she was smoking a cigar. And I was pretty naive. So when I walked in, I thought, wow, she sells real estate. Wow. I was teaching at the time. She's like, come on, get your real estate license. Come with me to Dave Williams. So I took the license. And Dave Williams had a program where he gave you a test to see if you were capable of selling his real estate. He came back to me and said, you didn't pass the test. I said, oh, well, so be it. And Marianne said, tough, she's coming here. And I did, and off we went. We were at the Dave Williams office. My alma mater is Michigan State. It pained me to go into the Dave Williams bathroom with the U of M toilet seat. And I said, Marianne, I'm going to buy a Michigan State toilet seat. This is ridiculous. I didn't have to worry because Marianne had a wonderful client that came in, sat on the toilet, broke the toilet seat. And that's how she and I started. She was my friend, my bestie, my soul sister, my partner in business, my family. She would make me laugh and also taught me a third language. Today I use that third language a lot, and I won't use it around you. It's very explicit and explains perfectly when you say, you mean it. So Marianne was one of the most intelligent, creative women I have ever met. I loved her dearly. She and I, in real estate, had the same kind of mind. I loved building, and Tom encouraged me to get my builder's license at the same time, and he said, I'll mentor you, and he did. 75 houses later, I'm a proud builder, now having given up my builder's license to my son-in-law. Marianne ran for city council. I was her best person there, cheering her on, you could do it, and we celebrated at Billy's downtown afterwards. She and I took the mediation class because we wanted to listen to our clients more than just do court mediation. She taught me design. She was a great entertainer. I think every time I was with her, I always got a stomachache from laughing too much. I became part of her family, even living with them for 6 months while I was building a house. I even had a trip to Milwaukee to visit her best friend, Marilyn, and I stayed with Pee-wee. And Marianne and Pee-wee took me over to her family home where her dad was. A little tiny guy. Lynn, I'd like you. Come down to my basement. Down in the basement was the best wine cellar I've ever seen. You take a taste, you take a taste. Oh, what a wonderful family. She and I decided that we were independent enough to start our own company with Sharon and Sandy, Marianne and myself. And right near the J&S on Airport is where we started Properties North. And it was so much fun. It was such an influential company that even David Moore had his boys play cards there on a weekly basis. Mary Ann called me, I can't believe it. David used our office for cards. I said, so? Did it hurt anything? So I kid because I thought it was cute. I didn't care what they used as long as when I was there, I was there. After Properties North, Tom got involved and we decided to build a building right next door to where Burger King existed. And it was a great building, and we were there, and we recruited a lot of good realtors, and both of us loved real estate. That's all we ate and slept. Politics too. We were great. When living with Mary Ann, Tom really taught me all about blueprints and how, and he always was my mentor, going over to check the job to see if I was doing everything like Tom. I loved to travel. Mary Ann, not so much. But one year, I think it was Rebecca's 9th grade, and Erica was probably 5th or 6th. I rented a condo on Siesta Key, Sarasota, and down we went. And Mary Ann said, you really like walking this beach. All you do is walk, walk, walk. And I said, it's a wonderful spiritual place, Mary Ann. And just as I said that, the biggest seagull in the world flew over, and all of a sudden, my buddy weighed all the way down. Oh, she's yelling at me, Len, take care of it, take care of it. I said, go in the water, go in the water. I don't like salt water. And so she took out a pair of socks that were in her bag, and all of a sudden I could see her doing this. And she said, why me? Why wasn't you? So I remember that. We went to, as Prudential, when we joined Prudential, went to California. And we had, in San Francisco, we had a conference. And we had a great time because she had lived in California. And so we had a great time seeing California and San Francisco. When John and I got married 31 years ago already, Mary Ann and Tom and Natalie had just finished their lakefront cottage and house. That's where we were married. It's a wonderful place. Tom fixed a fish boil for about 45 people. Mary Ann helped serve. I was ecstatic. My family was there. When Mary Ann started getting ill, Carol, my right hand Carol, and I were there to help. Mary Ann, come on, we'll help you. We need to help you. We can help you. Get through this. Get through this. When she finally arrived at Northport, we tried to go up every other week and spend time with her. And in the beginning, she would look across the room when we came in. Lynn, Carol, oh, I'm so glad you're here. And we would sit and talk. She'd tell me about her kids. She'd tell me what she was thinking. Towards the end, very painfully, she wasn't talking anymore, but I know she knew we were there. The last night before she passed, Carol, Natalie, and I were in the room with her. And she had been sleeping for 2 days. And I knew that she was on her way to join Tom. And I started singing, You Are My Sunshine. Now I know for 3 or 4 days, Mary Ann had not said a word. And we were there, all of a sudden, this sound. And I stopped singing because I didn't know if I was a bad singer or what. But she knew we were there. We celebrate her life today. I will miss you, Mary Ann. You're my friend. You're my sister. I love you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Carol. There she is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carol, and I'm going to try and get through this. A lot of what I was going to say has already been said, but I met Mary Ann in 1993, and I worked for her as a part-time front desk girl, which turned into a little more part-time and a little more part-time and what have you. And the first day I met her, I knew she was going to be a lifelong friend. She was one of the owners, as everybody knows now, of Prudential Properties North. I didn't know her when she was with Dave Williams. But what I saw was she had wisdom, real humor, kindness, and she was just a good person all the way around. When PPN dissolved, which is Properties North, Prudential Properties North at that time, Mary Ann joined Real Estate One and with Lynn Moon and graciously brought me along, which I truly enjoyed. Mary Ann later ran for city commission and won, of course. Her strength and determination were always evident, and above all, her deepest devotion was to her family and her friends. She adored her children, each one of you. She was so proud of you all. And was very proud of all her grandchildren. I remember Allie and Ben. I remember being there and watching them getting ready for dinner and helping Ben with his homework. And I also remember a picture that one of David's boys drew for her years ago when he was just a little guy. And it was a picture of a boat, and it was pretty. It was a kid's picture. And she went out and had it framed and had it hanging in her kitchen. And I always felt that was just so special, just so very special. It just spoke volumes of her love for everyone. She and Tom were incredibly generous. And again, here we go, everybody has already said it. And helped people who needed a place to stay, for whatever that reason might be. Mary Ann forced difficult times with grace, losing Tom, undergoing a kidney transplant, but she never lost her positive spirit. And as her illness progressed, Lynn and I became her champions, visiting her often, sharing laughter, and always talking about real estate. She always had an agenda for me. Carol, I need you to do this. Oh, you got it. She loved to sing. And one of the songs in particular stood out. You are my sunshine. Even in her lowest moments, she remembered every word. That memory will always stay with me. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of her life.
So, Ogden Nash, one more brief poem. A word to husbands. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup, whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. Whoops. Hear these words of commendation. As we bring this time of remembrance to a close, we honor and release Mary Ann, not from our hearts, but from the world we shared. We commend her to the care of our memories, where her spirit, her laughter, and her love will live on. Though we say goodbye today, Mary Ann remains with us in every story, in every smile, in every moment touched by her life. Amen. And let us close with It's a Wonderful World.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
So remember what Marianne said. This is the first day of the rest of your life. Live it fully, live it in peace, live it in love, and stand up for what you believe is right. And you'll honor Marianne. Amen.
Thank you all. This concludes our services here at the cemetery. Please join the family for some refreshments and some goodies. We will head to the cemetery shortly to lay Tom and Marianne to rest. If you'd like to come, you're welcome to join us in procession. We'll be leaving about 12:15. Thank you. Go in peace.